Um, I'm Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear nursing colleagues. I'm here to tell us about the finish process. The application process to work in Finland for RNs, registered nurses. So the program is in two ways. The first process is the licensure process. The second one is the immigration process. So it depends on which one you want to do first. So if you want to go with agency, the agency will start with immigration. Then after you get to Finland, they will start the licensure process with you. So, but if you want to start the process yourself, you may likely start with licensure, that is applying to Valvira Board of Nursing, Valvira Nursing Council in Finland. So you apply to Valvira for licensure. So once you are licensed, then you can now look for an employer in Finland or a recruiter to recruit you. So then during the recruitment process, you'll be exposed to language learning. They will assign you to modules for you to learn the Finnish language. And then once you pass the language test, then they will schedule you for interview. Then once you pass the interview in Finnish language, then they will start the immigration process. So the moment the agency approves you, accepts you to the program, they will start the immigration process. So let me now explain it in details. So if you want to do it yourself, the licensure yourself, so you have to have a valid RN license, and then you apply to Valvira Nursing Council in Finland. So once you apply to Valvira and you meet the requirement for licensure, then you'll be issued the license to practice in Finland. So then you can now look for a recruiter or apply to Finnish hospitals directly. But if you want to go through agency, so there are many agencies or recruiters in Finland, but the most common one is Silk Road. Even though we have other recruiters that are employing nurses for hospitals in Finland. So once you sign up, you apply online with any recruiter of your choice, then they will register you for language learning program such as Finnish or Swedish. So they will continue to monitor you, assess you time to time. So once they see that you are able to speak basic Finnish language, then they will advise you to submit your passports for you and your family, your transcripts, and other documents such as vaccination documents, medical examination documents. So once all these are complete and you are eligible for the program, then they will start the immigration process. So once the immigration starts, then so they will schedule you for a visa interview. And during that time, they would have got a job for you as a nurse assistant. So once you get to Finland, you'll be working as a nurse assistant while the licensure for RN will begin. So once you get to RN licensure, then once you get to RN license, you will not transition from a nurse assistant to RN. So that is the summary of the programs. So I have posted the links for recruiters. There are many recruiters, about 7 or 8, that are recruiting foreign nurses from Africa, from Asia, to Finland. So you can choose any of these recruiters, to apply for Finland. The most important aspect in this program is to learn the Finnish language. Though it's not easy to learn it, so you have to commit yourself to learn it. You have to devote your time to learn it, because the overall success of the program depends on learning the basic Finnish language, at least to start a conversation with your patients, with people around you, basic ones. Even though English is also spoken in Finland, but it is the third mostly spoken. The third most spoken English, most spoken language in Finland. So the official languages are Finnish and Swedish. So, and then your patient population may likely want to speak in Finnish or Swedish language. So that is why it is essential for you to learn the language. So if you go with the agency, they will guide you, they will assess you, they will train you on how to speak this language by scheduling you for courses which they themselves have developed. So, and then they will assess you through exams, virtual interview to see how you are learning the language. So once they see that you have improved or you have met their criteria for the language, then they will now begin the immigration process with you. So the language is the language learning is the most difficult task here. But if you commit yourself to it, it's very easy. Nurses are doing it. It's very easy. So that is the overall summary of working in Finland as a registered nurse. So if you have any question, go through the links, or you can just... Yeah, I forgot to add that the application process for Finland may take up to 1 year, but the minimum has been 7 to 8 months, provided you submit the requested documents and you meet the eligibility criteria. So, but another criterion is if you are committed to the English, to the Finnish language learning, and you are improving in it, then they will accelerate the process. So if, let's say, you are committed to the program, you are meeting up with the deadlines, your assignment for Finnish language test, you are meeting up, then they will accelerate the process. Maybe everything, the time that it will take you to be done with everything, maybe 7 to 8 months. But if you are slow in the program, maybe up to a year. And the overall expenses that you may need throughout the program may not be up to 2 million naira. Like, for instance, you may be asked to go for your medical examination, vaccinations, all those immigration stuff. So you need money to do all that. Your transcripts too, you may be asked to submit a transcript from your schools and police certificate, all those things. So all this may cost money. So at least have a sum of 500,000 naira in your bank account to spend for all this for all these things. But for licensure, if you want to apply for licensure, in Finland, so these are the things you should have. You must have a valid RN license in your country. If you are in Nigeria, your license must be valid. Second, you must have a copy of the original certificate, like your degree certificate, your diploma certificate. You must have it. So, and then the other one is the transcript, your transcript from all the schools you have attended. So you must submit them. So other one is the a certificate, your license issued by nursing council to practice. I've said that must be valid. So the other one is the evidence of employment. Your letter of employment to verify that you have been working as a nurse and you have the required amount of experience to work in Finland. And the other one is that if the language of instruction, the language used in your certificates or your documents are not in English, you may have to interpret them. You may have to look for a translator to interpret these documents in English. So after you have got all those, then you can apply to for licensure in Finland. So if you meet all the requirements for licensure, then your license will be ready within a month or 2 months, and then you can now start the immigration process by either applying through the recruiter or directly to the hospital. So that is the overall process in getting the license in Finland. So the other one that other things you should know about licensing process, which is very peculiar, to other countries as well. Like they may ask you some security questions, like has your license be revoked before? Have you been subjected to questioning about characters or criminal acts and so on? So if you have history of all this, you need to specify in the application, because after you submit application, they may do what we call background check to see if the information you put in is correct or not. So the old process, whether for licensure and immigration, the old process is not as difficult as we think. But the most important thing in the program is the language learning. Learning the Finnish language. So, and then be very cautious of anyone parading as recruiters, trying to exploit nurses. So you can contact us, you can contact me to verify information, because some people are going to use this opportunity to exploit nurses. And another thing is that try to verify information. Use your phone, verify information, Google, so you